Welcome to Snacking BCS Top Cut. We're here munching our food. No. But if we transition over to the match table, we've got Irvine versus Chris. So Irvine, again, one of our locals from Darksphere, currently making Top Cut, finishing Swiss on X1 on Prison.
I'm very excited to see Prison. I like this deck. I think it's very funny that you can just find everything from their hand and swing big numbers.
Well, but actually, in this case, it's relevant that it's distinctly not bind.
Oh yeah,
like, distinctly not bind, because if it was,
you'd lose.
This is a Blangdmire moment.
I think that the highest amount of imprisoned cards I've seen is 18.
That sounds alright.
That's pretty good, yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, so if we're looking at Ivan, so Ivan is like a local guy, so the Darksphere group, and he normally doesn't go to competitive events. It's like first, like I think actual like BCS or Springfest.
Interesting. We've made a lot of Darksphere a lot more competitive over time.
Yeah, we have, including me. Like I'm like proof of that. But like
DBTO3 babies.
No, but Ivan has been our locals had the Duos Cup, and he went undefeated in all tiebreakers except one round against me and winning the whole Duos Cup.
Oh, look at this guy.
Hey, I beat him. The point being, right, his deck's really good. He's designed in a real way, and he has the knowledge to back what he's playing. I'm not sure with Blangdmire. He told me every levy is a free game for him, but like it really depends on how this Blangdmire game goes from.
Yeah, no, the person's going to be deciding who's going to be going first.
Yeah, man. It's a competitive dice roll.
I love gambling. Who you putting money on?
I think it really depends on who goes first. Because
okay, but let's say
if Blangdmire goes first here, that's rough. No, I don't think you can. I think Blangdmire is favored only because...
Prison won the dice roll.
Prison won the dice roll.
Okay, Prison's favored, never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
Because the thing is, the one thing Chris can't really benefit off of here is one of the ways you can punish Prison is letting them, if they play the Prison on turn 1, when they write grade 2, you imprison from hand. But imprisoning or unimprisoning cards has no like cost restriction or like grade restriction.
Yeah.
So like what you used to do, for example, in set 5 days was they'd write it. So the outplay to like Nirvana, for example, was don't play the order on grade 1. Because then if they went first, they write grade 2, you give them Esperidia, you call it out, you swing restanding. And like they die to rush, right? So giving them that moment where to like catch up and get ahead is difficult. It's really bad for you. But I don't think there's anything in Blangdmire that really does that for you.
But what you do also need to keep in mind now is Prison has ways to counteract those types of playstyles. I don't know if you could pull up the new grade 2 that came out. Second one there. Right.
This one, the one next to it.
That one, right?
Yeah.
So that one now allows Prison to punish players for giving good cards.
Yeah. I was about to say that's the only cards in Prison I originally knew.
Yeah.
before that.
And talking to Ivan, I think for all his units, I believe there's only about 3 cards besides like triggers and PGs that don't say in Prison. So you see he's not playing any cards like Taser Age, which he specifically said Taser Age is a good card, but it does not say in Prison something. So he's specifically not playing that. He's playing interesting text like 24 Hour, which hand rips your opponent for 1. And other things like the Blitz Order, which negs restanding power.
Yes.
Soul Charge,
Ooh,
heal,
3
Dairy.
normal. Mostly normal units, though, is massive.
The Soul Charging the Dairy, though, is really big. Because the Dairy is a free PG to grade 2s or lower.
Yes.
And all of Blang's rears, except for the Colossus, is a grade 2.
Yeah.
So that actually does hurt Ivan quite hard, but it is only a 1-of.
But the Zamug is kind of crazy, especially into this. But I think the nice thing is, like, the downside for you as the Blangdmire player is you can unimprison with either CB or Soul. You can't afford to Soul Blast that much because your Soul gets pretty tight after the first proc, depending on how your rides go. And
crit.
the damage
That's
there is
2
kinda
restanders
rough.
out already for Ivan.
But no, the important thing here is like what Blangdmire is going to be able to do, unfortunately, is it's CB. So one of the ways to punish Prison is when they imprison your stuff is to call it out and use the on places. The issue is it's mostly CB. Your restands are CB. Your Zamugs are energy, which is okay, but you're going to be eating up a lot of souls. So if Irvine plays this smart, he might be able to put Chris in a position where he just can't afford to be freeing those units, and means that he's not going to be able to handle the numbers that Prison's going to be able to put out once grade 4 hits the board.
Is there any world where Irvine plays the keep Chris at 3 game once he's out of count?
Oh yeah, almost certainly, every time.
Oh yeah, he's most
100%.
likely. So the goal for Prison now is
Because Blangdmire has no CC.
Yeah.
Blangdmire has no CC except if they play the cap, but I don't think they're on the cap.
Yeah, so
And
we can see, we'll find out actually. Yeah.
Ivan's gonna just probably give him some CB, let him do
Burn
like
the whole
a
lot.
decent strong turn 3,
But
turn
he is on
4 will be
ladder.
nothing.
He is on ladder though, so that's important.
But it's a one of, just like the OT.
Yeah. But remember as well that what Irvine might not be prepared for is that
It's
we
an
saw
OT.
Chris earlier. No, we saw Chris earlier, and he is on the attacks that stops the auto effects of intercept. So it's actually okay that the intercept grade 2 went to soul, because the second this comes on the board, it's over. Like, it's
No,
not
but he
happening
can.
anymore.
That's as when moved by ability, but the Dairy Violet can be placed from
No,
hand.
intercepts do not activate auto abilities.
Yeah, but you can place
But
it from hand.
You can also go from hand with the Dairy Violet, which is soul charged.
Sure, but I'm saying like, otherwise
If-
he would have
yeah.
probably tried committing into, because normally Blangdmire isn't on this, so he would have no reason to keep it until that moment. But if he guards from hand, then it doesn't do the effect anyway. I don't think. I think it's only on intercept.
Okay, interesting thing. Blangdmire just gave a crit for the Cuff Spring to draw, which is showing that he's either keeping pieces or he's just full of so many triggers he's trying to dig for something.
But I think you'd always want to try and suck your opponent here.
I think it's full of triggers.
I think.
Like,
But I think you're happy with that if you're Irvine, because that's stuff that's like, if it's full of triggers, you should be able to survive the next turns.
I don't think it was even correct for him to guard the Vanguard. I think he should have just taken the 2 CV and put himself in an undeniable situation. Because when Ivan rides grade 3, he's gonna swing with his triple drive Vanguard. Like, why?
yeah, exactly.
In what
No,
world don't you? 3 soul charges is really good though.
So that means that, oh, Irvine is going to be stealing from his soul.
Yes, so if he so what Chris is gonna have to do is gain 4 soul every turn, use it, and leave it at that.
That's gonna be really
Which, guess what?
difficult.
All it's soul charging is a CB, and guess what? He doesn't have CB
Yeah.
because he's unimprisoning. So the more we read into this matchup, the more
I think
reason-
Irvine's super favored here.
Prison is very in favor for this matchup.
prison bitter.
Whoa.
There's an argument being made here.
Unironically, when talking about this matchup and thinking of this, back in set 5, so many decks were like shit and used to run like Bubble Mine and like different like resource engine loops, right? Because we had to. Everything costs like 2 CB for no reason. But now in the modern era, with things like energy and a lot of cards just being better, the old deck still is like doing well. Like, if it doesn't cost a CB, why would I run a counter charge?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing as well is like, you can still kind of... I think it's because not much besides exactly Purelight uses it, but also the
Pure
fact
Light
that
free doesn't cost CB. The robot, when you search it.
No, I'm talking like Purelight's effect. Well, I mean, yeah, but you can't keep using the robot for
You
it.
can.
I mean, but you're not going to most of the time.
You are, yeah. Because it also prisons one from drop. And it
Sure,
turns out
if you
CB for
can,
free.
yeah.
Like,
Isn't it
almost-
doesn't that like if you don't ride this turn calls?
Yeah, but it's still 10-4.
Sure.
It's not a true ride skipper. If prison had that, it'd be too strong.
That'd be so crazy. But no, because the nice thing with it ends up being that like you still keep access to all of the 15k shields. Although prison, weirdly enough, doesn't run any of them. But again, like you're saying, it's so much. Prison relies so much on like your opponent guarding with their entire hand that it doesn't actually need as much like shield as other decks would. Because if all you can manifest is like a 10k, 20k on Persona Ride booster, then like I only need a 15. I don't need the like 45k shield. I don't need PGs. I need like the 15. Ooh, the heal
heal
doesn't come up
doesn't.
though.
Hit.
Huge
I think
that
getting
it's wasted.
critted was actually smart play. He denied the heal.
Yeah,
totally intentional.
The risk was calculated, but boy, am I bad at math.
Yeah, he planned. Yeah, I'm not going to say he stacked his opponent's deck because in case that gets taken out of context, he planned the crit.
Oh,
Calculated.
another Cuff Spring?
All part of the plan.
Cuff Spring seems, when you first read it, like great for the opponent, but the more you actually play into it, it's kind of like Fu and DI, where
Yeah.
it's just, if you have a good hand, you're just getting rid of your good things and having to pay a cost for no reason. If
Yeah.
you have a bad hand, it's improving it.
But also, like, you want, most of the time, you want to have the good hand, so, like, you're punishing yourself more often than not.
Exactly.
Again.
EJ won another BCS, Mike.
EJ wins another BCS.
That
Jesus,
man's pack
man.
luck in BCS, like, is crazy. This is his game.
Not his luck.
Bro,
it's still-
you know what? I'll
EJ's
buy more of his Palmoon.
EJ's goated with it.
Alright, anyway, back to the game. So he imprisoned the back row rear guard.
EJ
and
straight saucy with it.
double grade 1. Was he trying to dig forward this situation, this top 5er? Because he can get Cuff Spring, which is on place, but I'm not
I think it
sure.
was just deck thinning for the sake of deck thinning, honestly.
I think he needs to find. So he chose not to get Muna. I think he's worried about Muna's getting banned.
No, but I think what he got to call here is the favorite little... So when you have 2 or more cards in prison, it gains a 5k, so 13k booster, which is, neat.
matters actually.
But also, if your opponent's card is imprisoned during this turn, you CB1, and then you not only imprison one of their things, but you top 5 and call something to a rear guard, which, when they imprison and I top 5, like, this becomes the only CB in your deck, which is really strong.
Me when the plus is plusing.
Yeah,
and he gets a
true.
restander, which says imprison from drop for free. EB3, draw a card.
Yeah, like this card, some of these prison cards are insane value.
They feel just custom. The only thing that's slowing it back is the fact it's a turn 4 deck,
Yeah.
which if you rush it down can beat it. But now with how quick it can easily stabilize, Prison is a real meta contender.
Yeah, I do respect prison as.
That's
I
a what,
know it was a
4-year-old
joke.
boss unit still being played today.
Yeah, 2021.
Give Zorgo another go.
Give Zorga printing number 5.
Guys, the 4th one is gonna be the one that gets it. I swear.
We already have 4.
The 5th one is gonna be the one that gets it.
Surely the third ride line will fix it.
The third right line only comes in FFR.
You have never been happier.
Yeah, bro, real.
It's giving brokey.
I am broke.
Okay, so Ivan's choosing to probably rush and give lots of damage here.
Or he could just be wants to guarantee the 3. He doesn't want to drip the damage, and he just wants to.
It's
put it...
drip or drown, and I ain't drowning.
Because Ivan could just play a deck out game with how Blank plays, with how aggressive its soul charges CB is.
But I kind of agree with putting tempo on board here, because either if Chris guards it, he's losing cards from hand, so it's gonna make the Seraph turn, cheesable. Which, it's Vanguard.
Jeez,
so
Gromit.
It's great. Or you put to 3. If you put to 3, then you're in the situation that you wanted to be.
Oven's just like, you can't have text.
Is Vader on play someplace from hand?
Probably, actually.
It's
Honestly,
on place.
is it just on place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be placed from hand.
Because I'm pretty sure given enough CB, you can chain it off itself.
Yeah.
Or like you call it, it does something called
So
something
this
else.
turn for Chris is quite key, because if Chris needs to put the right amount of pressure and have enough resources and pieces for next turn to
There's
kill,
a PG
Check,
gone. There's
check.
a second PG gone.
Oh.
that is
That
really
is
good for Ivan.
great for Ivan. Irvine, sorry. Is it Ivan? Irvine?
I think both is fine.
There's Irvine.
He is not the tree from League of Legends.
Legends.
League of Leggings.
But 2 PG's gone.
2
Rough
PG
for
is really
Blangdmire.
bad, especially when they go right Purelight and have the crit,
Yeah.
which is kind of the whole win con in this deck of playing
Yeah.
slow, then going
Slow,
crit
yeah.
5 attacks, GG la.
You do that?
Okay,
Oh,
Angel Ladder.
Angel Ladder.
You know what's not affected by Angel Ladder, though?
Soul. And.
And
Drop.
So it's still neg 4.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Anyway.
he's got to get rid of all his soul.
Elvine be like, it's drip or drown.
Unironically though, the only card that imprisons from Rearguard is Purelight and the Grade 1 at top 5. Everything else is
yeah.
drop, hand, or some other resource. So Angel Ladder doesn't actually matter anymore.
Like, I mean,
We like to
I guess
pretend.
I guess it's I guess it's a nice feeling that Chris can play his board, commit everything, know everything on board is staying, and so next turn I think he'll go for game. So I think Chris
he's going
playing
for
Angel
small
Ladder
little
this
increments
turn
here.
is saying that next turn he's going for Divine Skill and he wants to close the game out.
And that's exactly what Chris has to do, because if Chris does not kill by turn 4, Ivan just wins the tempo game.
Yeah. So I think if I were Chris, I would commit everything that I can to guarantee as much damage as possible.
And I think that's what we're seeing here with him solo lossing 3, getting Zamug with the booster and Vaderrock out.
Yeah.
Soul charging
Oh.
OT, Lemina, and the booster.
So he just doesn't.
No, you don't
put
soul charge
OT.
the OT,
Yeah.
but you would have
Oh,
checked
you-
the OT. OT on Zamug is fucking crazy, though.
You know, me when I check crit on Zamug, activate skill to do nothing.
Well, it means he's shuffling the OT
No,
back
that's
in
right,
deck,
OT.
so he's going to do it for
Yeah,
next
okay.
turn.
So just 2 crit swings.
So OT's getting checked next turn. That's what Chris is saying here.
Chris is saying, I showed you once, I'll do it again.
Yeah, I should. You know,
Want to see me do it again?
Okay. Soul charging for Zamug, or
pretty
Vaderrock,
good.
sorry.
but yeah.
It's drip
I would commit another column.
But
if you
only
can.
2 CB here means it's a 3 attack turn. I bet.
No, it's a 2 attack. You
Well,
can't
it's-
CC.
As in, no, he can call.
He
He
can
can
call.
Rayguard.
Sure.
It's not Ghidorah, bro.
No, but then you'll. I don't feel you do here.
I know. I think you do.
could.
I think.
Well, it depends what your hand is.
You're not
like,
punished. Worst case scenario, you swing Rayguard.
Yeah.
I suppose. His
Like-
hand's just not massive is the issue.
Yeah, but it's blind. They never have massive hand.
But also, like, he's at 2 damage, so he can safely take 1 swing. So
Okay, what's really important is how much soul does he have at the end of this? That's a lot of soul.
But it's going to be 2 less.
Exactly.
Swing. Vanguard.
Yeah. If I was Ivan, I'd be very
No
happy in
guard,
this
first
situation.
check. Oh, no draw.
Only 2 attacks is insane.
Yeah, only 2
Gives him the
attacks.
bind.
Great for Irvine.
Is
Wait,
Elvin going to say no
Has he
guard?
set the order to let Vaderrock even boost?
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah, it's just out.
It's
Of,
just-
out of the.
oh, we
It's-
tapped the screen, but I'm on Morgan. I'm on an iPad, baby. Yeah, Morgan tries scrolling. LA goes. Cybersecurity, by the way.
I'm in charge of people.
You have important things to do.
Let's check. Oh!
Oh my god.
Said it wants to do it again, and it's on time. We're gonna wait. Is that 6? Do we have 6 energy or 3 energy?
Three.
See me do it
energy.
again? Nope.
No,
6.
that's 6 energy.
Oh, that's 6.
And
Oh!
sang to 2.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god, that's an
Oh my
incredible
God.
drive check.
Oh, Ivan better have.
Yeah, nice one, Irvine. Ooh, nice PG.
He needs to have minimum 1 PG. To
Nice
do this.
PG, bozo.
Oh.
Now it's gonna be, would you like to swing for game? And everyone goes,
my
Nachi,
God.
if you got it.
No.
Oh.
OT back?
No, it's gonna
Oh.
be game.
No!
OT.
Local legend dying in top cut, unfortunately.
What? That is heartbreaking. But
Red
we're
Dead's
gonna
pretty
go.
Good.
OTs are pretty good. 1 up. 2 on top.
Pretty good.
Why do people only play one?
I mean,
Just-
thing is, but if you win, but now that he won and he's in top 8, if he wins just one more game, he's gonna get an alt out of that very card.
Oh yeah, true.
That's so true. But guys, we're gonna take a little break. We'll be back very, very soon with top 8 as soon as they take a photo for their playmats. See you guys
Ciao.
very soon.
Ciao.